Once again, I'm very happy to be here with you. I would like to share with you a few pictures and some of the experiences that I had. This was not the first time I went to Africa. This is the second time, but this time, instead of going to a mission trip, I went to a missionary school in Zambia. You can see it on the map. It's there in the capital city of Lusaka. After, let me see, it was almost 33 hours of flight between here, England, South Africa, Lusaka. I was very tired. I arrived there in the morning, and then they took me to the place where I was going to stay. And then on Sabbath morning, we went to the missionary school place, which I'm going to show you some pictures later. But they had a camp meeting. 375 people were there at the camp meeting, and you can see what's under a tent. You can see also the floor is dirt. They had a very interesting way to find out how many people was there. Because I asked them, I said, do you know how many people are here? They said no. But somebody went to pick up some gravel, and they brought it in a bag. So as the people were going out, they gave them this little rock. So I was wondering what was happening. And I said, so what are those rocks for? And he said, we are giving one to each person, so they will go to the other corner and put those rocks on that piece of cardboard that is there. Then we will count the rocks and know how many people is here. Oh, I said, okay. I thought you were going to build a memorial. I said, I'm sorry. And they laughed. No, that was not the case. But this is the missionary school you see in the back. And this is all the people that came from different areas from around Lusaka. The missionary school from Lusaka is about, I will say, an hour and a half, but with traffic is very, very slow because it's the same road that is going towards Angola, and it's only 2 lanes. So you can imagine there's trucks, there is buses, there is cars, and they have a very interesting way. Well, on the one thing, they drive on the other side of the road. So that was a little bit scary because I was sitting on the other side thinking that I was driving. So when I saw something coming, I would step on the brake, and there was no brakes. But yeah, it is what it is, and it was a very, very interesting to be sitting on the other side of the road. There is another angle of the picture that was taken for this gathering. You see this person here with the gray suit is Brother Henda, the Regional Secretary for Africa. And the other brother here, almost in the middle, that has a gray suit too, he's the dean of the school, Brother John Mwape. I had a hard time memorizing some of the names because they have African names, and some of them have English names, which it was much easier to remember, but most of them have African names or in their language that they have. So this is another picture from the camp meeting. They have now, because of a problem with the water in the place where they have the missionary school, we had to move to the other side, going towards Malawi, to another area called Mafue. There in that little church, we had the missionary school because we couldn't use the other place. And you can see the students were using what they had. They had their knees to take their books and write down or read their Bibles or you name it, until they got the to the missionary school, which was this past Monday. They were able to move because the situation with the water was fixed. So in the meantime, 11 students plus 2 teachers, we were there with them having the classes here in Mafue. Now, the countries where most of the students came, of course, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students from Zambia, 3 students from Uganda, 2 from Botswana, 1 from Malawi, and 1 from Namibia. The young man that came from Namibia, his parents moved to Namibia due to the civil war in Angola. But he was born in Namibia, he's Namibian, but he speaks Portuguese, he speaks English, and he speaks the native tongue of Namibia, and so he was learning the tongue of there in Zambia as well, which they said he was doing very well, and he was there maybe a couple of weeks or so. On Sabbath, the second Sabbath I was there, we went to a church in Lusaka, and they rent this place. It's a school in one of the districts of Lusaka, and you can see there were at least 65 to 70 people there for this meeting that they had. And this is the number of people that meets together there every Sabbath in this church building. Actually, it's not a church, it's a meeting hall, but they rent it and they meet there every Sabbath. The interesting thing is that all of them speak English, but the church was done in their native tongue, so they have to translate for me. And they do that because most of the children that they have not learned enough English to communicate. So they have, in order for them to understand, they have to do it in a native language. But the rest, the teenagers and the adults, they do understand English. Now, this is the church where we were having the missionary school for the time being. Is in Kafue, excuse me. It's on one area, a very simple area. You can see it's dirt outside. They have like 7, no, more than that. They have about 10 mango trees, and they were blooming. But they were telling me that they have a drought. The winter, it didn't rain enough, so it was not, it was very dry. Even though it was winter, there was no rain. The weather was pleasant. In the mornings, in the evenings, by noon, by 3 o'clock, it was getting a little hot, but it was what it was. Now, I want to go up here. This is the airport in Lusaka. It's a very modern airport. It's maybe twice as big as the Roanoke airport, but they have a nice landing path, so big airplanes can come in. Now, this is the missionary school. I didn't have a tape measurement, so I measured the building with my steps. And the building measurements are 27 width by 90 in length. They have 3 rooms, 3 dormitory rooms. They have 1 classroom. They have 1 office. They have 1 meeting hall, which is about this big, probably, yes, from there all the way here, and the kitchen. They were ready to start cleaning there. The building is made of cinder blocks, so it's very solid. The columns are not like the ones here. These are pure cement. They were finishing the bathrooms. They had some material there, and they were preparing to do so. This is the dining room area. You can see that. This is a picture that I took from a little far away from the place. It looks very big. They have used all the funds that they receive, which is about $80,000 for a building like this, and it's a huge building. And it will be very well used for the missionary school. There's another picture of the one side. The windows there are not like our windows, like, you can open the windows. The windows are glued to the frame. So if you want to open, there is no screen. You open and all kinds of bugs can come in. Unless they put screen, that's the way it works. Okay, this is at the missionary school. We were having lunch. Actually, we're waiting for lunch. You can see the name of the church, Seventh-day Adventist Reformed Movement. They're still working on the church. You see it here in the back, a wall. They're still raising that, so it will be more private. Now, this is a typical market there. I am always amazed how women can hold those things on their head. They do it all the time. It's not something new that I see, but this is what they have in their markets. They sell grains, oil, tomatoes, potatoes, lettuce, you name it, onions, cucumbers. And the people goes there to buy. You know what this is? No, they're not termites. They're ants. I took it, but that's the nest, okay? I took it from the car, but if I would come close to it, it would have been taller than me. And they are everywhere. You can see one here in the back. And I asked them, I said, are they mean? And I said, oh yes, they are very mean. But because it's winter, they were, resting. They were not outside. I didn't ask them, but I think they are. They are big. And when they bite, they're mean. They're mean. And they have a custom there, which I noticed that in South Africa, also in Zambia, is they burn the grass. And because they burn the grass, there is some type of a cloud above the city, and you can see it. And you can actually feel it. Once you arrive there, you can feel the burning of the things, of the grass. But once you're there, you get used to it. It doesn't bother you anymore. There's another one. There's the students. After the class, the first week, we had class morning and afternoon, but in the second week, I asked them to go in the afternoon to do some missionary work, because the class that I impart to them was evangelism, and part of it was practical. So they have to go. But because people in that area, they like, even though they know English, they like to speak their language. We have to send 3 by 3, and one that went with them knew the language. So they have to rotate among themselves. But afterwards they were coming back with good reports of the missionary work they were doing. Now there is a brother there next to lot where the church is, that he's doing agriculture. I don't know if Sister Catherine is here. No, she's not. No, you don't have to call her. This, I thought it was lettuce. And when I asked them, they said, no, it's not lettuce. It's what they call a Chinese cabbage. And he has planted this. On the right side here, you can see some corn. He planted also some corn. I don't know if I have a picture, but I think I do, but I don't remember what it is. He has planted about 300 tomato plants also. Yes. No, I just wanted to. I was asking the brethren there what was this, and then they told me it's Chinese cabbage. I don't know if you know. It tastes really good. It's more like mustard green. It's a little bitter. But what this brother is doing is very interesting, because I asked them first, I said, is he a member of our church? He said, yes. Oh, okay. So I went and talked to him. And since he moved there, because he's taking care of the union office, because nobody lives there, and also the church. So what he's doing is he's doing agriculture. He's planting this. He has those 300 tomato plants and this and some corn and some sweet potatoes and potatoes. So I asked him, I said, what are you doing with all this? And he said, people from around here, they come here to buy from me the Chinese cabbage, and they go and they sell it at the market. So that's what he's doing. And you could see people coming and they will take a bunch of leaves and leave. So it is possible to do agriculture this way, not just to feed a family, but also to have some income. And he's doing it, and he was faithfully watering this lot here every morning and every afternoon. And the good thing is that they do have their own well, so they can utilize the water. That's his daughter. She wanted to be always where I was. It was kind of like she was chasing me. This is when we were having lunch. Now, this is the van that we were using for transporting the students, because we were staying in different homes due to the fact that we were not staying at the missionary school. But we have some of the missionary school. The young man on your left, or on my left, I should say, he is the one that grew up as Muslim, but now he is a member of our church, and he's from Uganda. The other young man, also Matthias. The name of this brother here on my left is Mugufu, and I had the hardest time remember his name. Then the other one is Matthias. And then we have the other students there. We were getting ready to leave. Sister Bure may remember that you had communication with a brother from Zambia called Kakonko. Okay, this man here behind the seat is his son. Brother Kakonko passed away, but he is his son, and he has the same name, Kakonko. When he mentioned the name, I was like, I remember seeing that name, and I asked him, I said, was your father communicating with the General Conference? He said, yes. So, but he passed away. And now his son is coming to the missionary school. I don't think this is a video, but I don't know that it will play. This is not going to play. Anyway, this was the last Sabbath I was there. We took a picture with everybody. You see the kids, the sisters, and the brothers, we were there. These are all the missionary schools, the dean of the school, the secretary of the field, and the union president is the tallest one, Brother Boa. There's another bit. Here we were sitting there on Sabbath, just waiting for the sisters to call us for lunch. It's unfortunate that the video doesn't come up, but anyway. The kids wanted to take a picture with me, so we got one of the benches and sat them all together there. You can see the little girl is right there on my lap. Now, do you see one little girl there that is albino? Okay. I was very curious, and I asked a brother, I said, how do they treat here the albinos in Zambia? And the brother said, oh, here they are protected. Because in many other countries in Africa, the albino African children, or well, when they are born and as they grow, they are mistreated. And some of them are even put to death. They kill them when they get to a certain age. But this little girl, I could see that she was playing with all the other kids, talking to everybody, so I figured that she was being treated nice. They said, no, here, there in Zambia and in Angola, they are protected. They actually give them also some type of medication to protect their skin or something like that, I was told, because their sun does something to them. So there she was. There are the sisters. I don't know if you noticed some of them. Let me see if there is a picture. Oh, there they were when they were sending greetings to all of you. Well, unfortunately, the videos are not going to play, but let me see if I can show you a picture. Huh? Oh, it plays no audio. Oh, okay. Well, there was one that they, the last one of the video that I had. All the sisters came up front, and there was one brother that was leading their choir, and they were singing 144,000. That was a very unique experience. But I want to show you something. Let me see if I can find a picture. In Zambia, they do have something very unique, at least that I know of. I don't know any other country. But anyway, the sisters, they wear, aside from their own dress, they have another, I can't remember the name of it. It's a piece of cloth. It's very, very, very colorful, different colors. Blue can be blue, red, green, flowery. But I noticed that even young ladies were using it, and I was wondering what was the deal with it. So finally, I said, I don't want to offend them, but I was curious. So finally I asked, I said, so why do they use this? Because, they use it over their dress. And the brother smiled and said, oh, okay. He said, they use it because it's a sign of respect. When they go around in different places, you will see some wear it, some don't. But the ones that are wearing it are sending a message to the rest of the people there that they need to be respected, whether it's a young lady or an older woman. And it's in many different colors. And the interesting thing that I saw, it was that one of the sisters, if you notice, one of the sister that was serving the food, she was carrying her baby, if you notice there. Okay? So sometimes when they are leaving, they take that piece of cloth and they put it over the child and they tied it up. So they covered the child twice, plus the one they had. And I was like, okay, the child is sleeping, and I guess there's protection for the dust or whatever. But I thought that was very, very interesting. And they do it so natural. They just put the child, they pick them up and they just put it in their back and they go like this and then they wrap them up. I was like, that was done very quick. I was like, oh boy, they're on the move. So, but the experience, it was a very good experience. Most of the young people that came, they have come to the missionary school because they want to help the church to grow. Like the brother in Namibia, he said where he is, where he grew up, is just the mother, the father, and his brother and him. That's it. There is nobody else. A minister will come from Angola, he said, every now and then, and they live in the northern part of Namibia, which is very far. And he said, I want to help the church, so I want to become a missionary. That was Julius. Then the brother that I mentioned to you that grew up as a Muslim, also the same thing. And we have others. There was another brother, I think he was from Zambia, a young man. He told us that once he became an Adventist, the parents cast him out of the house. So you have different experiences, different backgrounds, but they were all very, very happy. I mean, everywhere we went, they were in the back of the combi or SUV, whatever you want to call it, and they were singing. Everywhere we went, they were singing. So pray for them. They need our prayers. They need even our support. They were asking me, how can we go about getting a library? I said, I don't know. I said, but I will ask and see how we can help you. When people goes there, maybe we can send some books little by little until they can collect a good number of books so they can have resources to study. So pray for them. Pray for the school in Zambia, and pray for their success. There is 12. I told them, I said, you are the 12 disciples. So, amen.